Hey everyone, Anders here. Today I want to go over the latest news surrounding Chrono Odyssey. We had a developer note release over the weekend, and the head of Chrono Studios has been active on Twitter giving us some insight into what we can expect with the game going forward. I had an extensive review of the playtest on the channel where I think I was fair but critical about the current state of the game, and you can check that out with a link in the comments. Before I break down what their plans are moving forward, I want to talk about this tweet in particular from the CEO of Chrono Studios and NPixel. He is replying to another user asking for when we can expect the next beta test, and he says, as for CBT2, we currently don't have a confirmed date and we can't guarantee whether it will happen within this year. The schedule depends on development progress and we want to make sure the next build meets our quality standard. We'll share more information as soon as things are ready. Thank you for your patience. This is news because according to Kakao, Chrono Odyssey was slated to release at the end of this year. Not knowing if you will even have another CBT ready for the end of the year seems to be confirming the game has indeed been delayed past its original release date. He goes further to mention how the beta we played was an FGT build. FGT means focus group test and is made for developers to get qualitative feedback. It's an odd choice to use actually an FGT build for a closed beta test. I highlight this because I think they need to tone down maybe the communication on social media. It is clearly not being filtered through any marketing department, and I think all it does is cause confusion in the long run. I do appreciate the candidness of the CEO, but at the same time, engaging for the sake of engagement is not inductive to fostering confidence in your product long term. That being said, Chrono Studios broke down a lot of the issues we had with the playtest. They offered solutions at a technical level, and they think they can fix most of the immediate concerns. So let's start with combat and animation. One of the biggest complaints during the closed beta was inconsistent hit feedback. Attacks, dodges, and blocks sometimes felt unresponsive, likely due to desync between client and server. To address this, the devs are overhauling their packet system, separating motion and combat data into distinct streams, accelerating packet timing, and refining collision detection to make every hit count. Also in the works is a redesigned hit reaction. Reaction durations are being extended from 1 to 2 to 4 seconds to improve the sense of impact and risk during combat. For weapon and skills, a new system called the Matrix will be unveiled in the second closed beta test. Each weapon will now have 4 progression paths, giving us unique builds and playstyles even with the same class or weapon. This system allows different outcomes for the same skill, depending on your build, hopefully encouraging tactical variation and more meaningful farming and gearing decisions. We should expect new animations as well to reinforce each weapon's identity. The camera system is also being addressed. Fixes are coming for poor visibility near walls, abrupt target switches, camera resets after combat, and awkward vertical shakes. Controls are also being refined, especially around unnatural movement and floaty collision issues to give characters a more grounded and natural motion. In terms of performance, which was a major issue as well during the last playtest, to reduce GPU load, they are restructuring how assets are rendered. Nanite geometry will be used only where necessary, while repeated objects will use instant static meshes to minimize draw calls. Assets are being batched and streamlined for more efficient rendering and CPU-GPU communication. On the development side, they're also optimizing workflow within the team by using modular assets and introducing trim sheets, a technique that packs commonly used details into a single texture. This cuts down on redundant textures and improves performance without sacrificing visual detail. Memory usage is also getting a major upgrade. Rendering and collision data will be separated, with collision only loading when needed, saving memory and improving, hopefully, stability. For nanite meshes, simplified low poly collision will replace per polygon physics to reduce overhead, and unused data will now be automatically unloaded using refined garbage collection, and only active data layers will stay loaded, ensuring leaner system usage, aka less resources being used, more frames per second. The game will now scale dynamically depending on your hardware. High-end systems will load broader areas with high-res assets, while lower spec machines will prioritize nearby cells and simplified visuals, ensuring hopefully a stable performance across a wide range of setups. This seems to be addressing the pop-in issue where even on high settings or maxed out, you were still getting loading assets not 2 feet from your character. For graphics, they're consolidating shader materials into unified systems and optimizing ocean and wave rendering for better realism without taxing your GPU. They're also reducing the use of world position offset, simplifying materials, and mixing cube matte reflections to replace heavy screen space reflections. They're enhancing overall screen quality using temporal super resolution or TSR, reducing fixing motion blur and ghosting while improving clarity over the older temporal anti-aliasing system. DLSS and FSR support is also being added, giving NVIDIA and AMD users more upscaling options to boost both performance and visual quality. And lastly, lighting is getting better overall. The devs are removing unused light sources, limiting the overuse of dynamic lighting, and moving to a cluster-based system to reduce render cost and shading complexity. They're also standardizing exposure values to maintain consistent contrast and lighting balance throughout all environments, so less flashbangs when you're moving from environment to environment. They say these updates will show players a serious commitment to refining combat, boosting performance, and polishing visuals across the board. With systems like the Matrix, improved packet sync, the next build is hopefully shaping up to be a significant leap forward from the playtest we experienced last month. That's all they really had to say for now. We should expect another dev note going over more concrete details to future builds, but for now it seems they've gone back and extensively reworked the game assets, engine, and even the team workflows to improve the game for the next showcase. This is good news if we treat the initial beta test as an alpha for a future game, but the way they are informing players through social media, the oddly placed hype campaign before this last beta, it doesn't inspire confidence for a game looking to release into frankly a starved but prickly MMO player base. Honestly, regardless of what they do, even those hating on the game will try it when it releases, especially if they're able to deliver on their vision. But for now, let me know what you think about their proposed changes. Do you think we'll see an end-of-year release, or will it likely get delayed till 2026 and beyond? Let me know in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.